How you doing? In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the brush tool. Come on. The brush tool is located right here. You can right click, get that little menu, and there is the brush tool. Shortcut is B. Right click, and that's it. Create a layer, obviously, and then first thing you have to know about a brush tool is that it's a brush, okay? It's a freehand tool and you can start using it right away, right? For example, right now, this is the foreground color, or rather the background color. Well, it's a foreground color because this is the one that I paint with. See this one right here, the pink, right? Is the one that I paint with, right? Great, so you can go ahead and change this color, click, and use whichever color you want, okay? Okay, you know what, let me just use a different color so you see that it can change, right? You can use this one, and now you can change it, right? Great. All right, let's go up here to uncover the settings. Click down to the drop-down menu, and right away you see size. This is the size of it, right? So you see the size of the brush right now? If I take it up like this, it's gonna be bigger, just like so. And if I put it down, it's gonna be smaller, just like so, right? Great. Hardness. This is the hardness of the edges of the brush, right? For example, right now, if I, first of all, let's make it bigger. If I click like this, you see that? Now, if I come back and reduce the hardness to, very low, and then I come now, I click like this, you see the difference? All right. And then here we have the angle of it, right? How you want it to face. I cannot use this right now because the brush is round, circle, so there's no need for, it's not gonna change anyway, right? But then I'm gonna show you in a second how it works like, right? Because if you come here, you can, search for the brush you're looking for, right? This right here, they're not just brushes, right? Now listen carefully, right? They're not just brushes, they are the last things that you use as a stroke, okay? For example, you see here, this is a sponge tool, okay? This is a sponge tool that I used before. A sponge tool also uses stroke, right? So you cannot just, use anything here just because you see it. No, see, this is a stamp tool, it's a pattern stamp tool, right? So normally there would be whatever you've been using or the last thing that you've been using as a stroke, right? Great, so these are not brushes. Don't come here and think you're gonna pick up brushes, no. Here though, right, these are the brushes, right? Now you can go ahead and open these groups, right? Now you can pick your favorite brush, right? You can keep going, okay? Dry media brushes. It's a lot of brushes that you can go ahead and explore on your own, right? I'm gonna pick this one for now, right? Just pick this, okay. Great. You see how it's facing right now? You see this? You see how it's facing right now? If I come here, right, get that menu, now you can see here, if I turn this, click it and move it like this, turn it maybe like that, right? Now when I come and click again, see the comparison? Now it has just turned, skewed, what do you call it? Rotated, right? Yes, anti-clockwise. Again, you can, rotate it as however you like. You see now it's rotated in a different way, right? So it's gonna keep changing these rotations and shapes depending on the preset of the brush, of how the brush is created, right? Yeah, sometimes it just changes shapes entirely. Sometimes it changes, depending on the brush. Sometimes you have brushes that are just, just a simple stroke. I just don't have time to be getting deep in this right now, okay? If you can just understand that. But if you want me to go deep, if you want to know deep about brushes and all these settings here, because there's some things that I'm not going to talk about like this right here, right? I'm not going to talk about these right here. I'm not going to talk about this, but I have a whole video where I explain this, okay? Deep in the brushes, right? Yeah, so go ahead and click on that pop-out toggle right there, or just subscribe so you can eventually get to that part right there, right? And that's where I'm gonna explain how this works and the changing of the brushes and everything that sounds like I don't make sense now. I'm gonna explain it there, right? But right now, I just wanna introduce you to the brush tool and that's it, right? Great, let's move on, okay? I feel like I just took a lot of time there, unnecessary time, right? I'm sorry, I apologize. Great, now these right here are modes, right? They have as much impact to brushes just like they have impact in every design, right? It's just changing the modes of it. If you want to know about modes, again, I have a video dedicated to modes, right? Yeah, the modes are just basically this right here, okay? This is the same thing right here, see? These are the modes, you see? See that? Yes. Great. Opacity, this is the opacity of the brush. Right now it's fully visible. When I put it down to like 16, now it's less visible, you see that? Yes. The brush flow, okay? Now the brush flow is very, you know what? Let me just delete this layer, put a new layer so I can show you the brush flow. Let me put it to 100%, okay? And then let me bring the brush to a regular brush like that one, right? Great. Now, if you're wondering how I do this, I just make the brush bigger and smaller like that. I click Alt and hold, right? And then right click on your mouse and hold, right? Now move your mouse to the right to make it bigger. Move your mouse to the left to make it smaller, right? Yes, keep that in mind. So right now, this is 100% flow. I'm gonna just click, oh, sorry. Again, make the opacity 100%. Okay, great, let's start over. Click, and this is the flow, right? Now watch when I make the flow like 13 or like even 1. Let's just put it 1, right? Now watch this. You see this? Yes, this is as realistic as they try to make it, right? They try to make it realistic, right? If you flow it less, it's gonna show less. Flow it harder, it's gonna show harder, right? So if you put it to like 50%, okay, now you see that is not so much difference, right? Great. Leave it to 100%, you know, just cause you still learning, right? Leave it to 100% so you won't make mistakes. The smoothness, okay, the smoothness I think is supposed to be straightforward, right? So look at the smoothness, okay? Look at how smooth I go with this, right? Again, let me delete this layer so I can start over. I'm gonna put this to like 0, right? And then I'm gonna, oh, sorry. Make a new layer. I'm gonna like do this, right? A wave, right? And then I'm gonna take this up to 51%, and then watch how the waves become even nice and smooth, right? Watch this. All right. Now if I make it 100% though, 100% is gonna be even more smoother, right? I don't recommend you use 100%, that is too much, way too much, right? So you're gonna lose control of your strokes, you don't want that, right? Great. 100%, you know, it's gonna be even smoother. You see that? Smooth. Looks like it just came out of, well, heaven. Again, this right here is the angle of the brush. This is the same as this, okay? Yeah, this is the same as that, right? That's why when I move, see that? See when I move here, it changes here, okay? Pay attention to here. When I move here, you see, it changes. So it's the same thing, right? Great. Now, all of these remaining options right here are the ones that I talk about in the advanced video, right? Yes, so now you're gonna know everything about the brush panels, the brush settings, and if you wanna make the brush wet, if you wanna make it noisy, you know, and all this, dual brushes, texture of the brushes, and everything really that you have to know advanced about brush brushes, right? Great. Wow. In the next video, I'm gonna show you how to use the pencil tool, right? Great, so go ahead and click on that video, put a like, put a share, and I'll see you in a scroll. Woo.